welcome back to Freedom Homestead. I'm Tangie.
And I'm Jack.
And we were invited by Freedom in a Budget to share with you guys our tips on merging finances as a newlywed couple. If you look at the description box below, I've got a link to all of the other channels that are participating. But tomorrow, on the 19th, we are celebrating 19 years of marriage. Yes. So we actually have quite a few things to say about merging finances as a newlywed couple, because we can tell you how we would have done things differently when we first got married.
I guess the first thing I would say for a newlywed couple is that it is two becoming one. When you're getting married, please combine your accounts. Do not continue to have two separate checking accounts. You are one now. You are in this together, and the bills are you're in this together, all of it, the good, the bad, and the ugly. You're in it together, and you got to compromise, and you need to realize it has to all work together.
Right.
But it needs to be talked about beforehand.
Absolutely. Yeah. Communication is so huge. I think that it's really important that every time you sit down to pay bills, you do it together. Mistakes can be made when that communication is not open, because if only one party is paying the bills and the other party is unaware of what and when is due, they are more prone to go out and spend that money, not realizing that it's going to change the finances or change the amount of money that is available to pay bills. But if you were to come together and do it together, then you're doing it as a team, and then you also kind of avoid this what can evolve at sometimes being a parent-child relationship, where you've got the spender being like the child and the saver who is in charge of the finances being like a parent. And then that can cause a lot of issues. So definitely communicate, and when you pay your bills or make financial changes, do it together.
Communication is the key, I believe. It's also a really good idea to actually sit down and write out a budget. Put it on paper. When it's on paper, it becomes more real.
Yeah.
You've got it. Here's what our monthly bills are. Here's what we're bringing in. Here's what we can have left over for a date night or clothes or other miscellaneous things that you may need. But you may realize once you write it all out, once you list all the bills and list what you're making, you may realize, we're living above our means and we need to try to cut back on a few things. So if you put it on paper and both of you can see it, and you both sit down and you both discuss it, and it has to be a discussion. It can't be one person telling the other one, this is what we're going to do. Discuss it. Remember, marriage is all about a compromising and growing together. And so this is just part of it. This isn't the most pleasant part of it, but if you tackle it early on, it will save a lot of headaches in the future.
We speak from experience.
Oh, yes. Yes.
Whenever you're sitting down to make your budget out spending money. Dave Ramsey says every dollar needs to have a name. So it's okay if you want to have a budget to go buy makeup or to go buy ammo or whatever. Just put it in the budget, and play around with the numbers and make sure that you can make it work. So that's a good tip. Yeah. So my next tip would be, realize that you need to be flexible when it comes to your finances. And what I mean by that is that things are going to change, and you will have to keep coming back to the table to refigure your budget. You may sit down and you come up with a budget and then realize, you know what, we really need a few more dollars every week on groceries.
Yeah. As you can, start setting aside money beyond your budget for like the rainy day, the emergency savings. Dave Ramsey, if you can't, just go get his book, Total Money Makeover, or something like that.
Or listen to his podcasts.
I'll tell you, he's got some great advice. But have some money set aside that would cover you for 1, 2, I think Dave Ramsey says have enough money for 3 months worth of bills. I don't know. That would be very difficult to do.
That's like to start. Yeah, there's baby steps.
But if you could have $1,000 set aside and something comes up, somebody gets sick, you know, Christmas comes along and you're spending more money than what you thought. I'm not saying that $1,000 is Christmas money. No, that's emergency money. That is, does the car break down? Do you blow a tire and you need to buy a new set of tires for your car? That might be an emergency need, as long as you can quickly fill that account back up. But always have some money set aside, because the unexpected will happen. It will, and it will probably happen more than you think it will happen. So you will need extra money.
Right. Dave Ramsey talks a lot about how opposites attract, and usually in a marriage you will have the spender and the saver. Now, even though I consider myself frugal, I wasn't always frugal, and I was very irresponsible with money. Jackie is more of the saver. But, and so when we first got married, he was the penny pincher and I was a little bit more free with how I spent money. Mm-hmm. So my tip would be, whether you're the spender or the saver, be graceful and forgiving.
Yeah.
You have to be. You have to be, or you will drive yourselves crazy. And again, I think it goes back to the communication and the teamwork and having a tangible budget where you sit down and you see it, to prevent someone spending too much money or whatever. But also know that it's going to happen. Both of you are going to mess up. But you have to be able and willing to forgive each other and just say, okay, this is where we're at. We're going to get through this together and we're going to love each other through it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, be patient with one another. Talk about your finances in love. Mm-hmm. Don't get into an argument. If it starts getting to that point, just stop and come back to it later. And, you know, everybody's different about spending and saving. What you may spend money on may not be what they were used to spending money on. So it is going to take some time for both of you to get on the same page with one another. So give it some time, slowly work at it, and, you know, we wish y'all the best. We're proof that the first couple of years we struggled.
Big time.
I knew a bill that was due, and so I would set aside the money to pay that bill. But then I would come home at the end of the day and I would find out that money was gone. I had not communicated to her that that money needed to be there for that bill, and she had went out and used it all on groceries that week.
Right, and I didn't communicate that I was planning on spending the money on groceries. So again, we both failed on that part.
So yeah, it's communication. It's learning how to do this together. And again, I just can't stress enough, that will save a whole lot of future headaches on down the road.
Right. And also remember that you are not enemies. You are not enemies. Your spouse that is the saver is not out to make your life miserable by not allowing you to spend money. And if you are the saver, your spouse who is the spender is not trying to make you miserable by spending money. It's just a character thing that you both have to work together, communicate, and be patient and graceful.
So those are our tips. We hope that it helps someone out there. We wish you the best. We're pulling for you. What else we got?
Well, that's really it. If you're new here, if you're visiting here from the other channels in the collaboration, we invite you to subscribe.
Absolutely.
I think our tagline says it all. We're here. We're all about life, liberty, and the pursuit of bacon.
Yep, we're a small home trying to live on a budget and trying to live off the land, and so we just enjoy what we do, and we appreciate if you would subscribe and follow us, and
And if you're one of our subscribers, be sure to check the description box below and visit all of the other channels. Everybody in the description box. I am like so stinking excited to be.
They're all great.
In this collaboration with them.
All.
Lydia Sin, you guys. What? If Lydia's watching this, I am a huge fan. Okay. Whoops. I even almost knocked my laptop over. Anyway. All right. So that's all we've got for you guys today. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button. And join us again when we share with you our life, our love of liberty, and our pursuit
of bacon. Thanks for watching.